Welcome to the Wrap, the Barrier Truths weekly roundup of everything happening in Broken Hill and the Far West region. My name is Stuart Kavanagh. I'm joined by my fellow journalist, Jason Irvine. Jason, how you doing, mate? It's been a busy week, hasn't it?
It certainly has, and I'm ready to get into everything that's been happening in our region this week.
Absolutely, mate. Let's start off with the Far West Local Health District Awards. The Far West Local Health District, that's the folks here at the city's hospital and allied health services in Broken Hill in the region. On Wednesday, they celebrated their annual Health Innovation and Staff Recognition Awards with a ceremony where innovative projects to improve health outcomes and staff excellence were recognised.
Yeah, that's right. The Far West Local Health District Chief Executive Brad Astle, he congratulated the project winners and finalists, as well as the staff recognition winners and nominees. And he said that it's always a pleasure to see our staff recognised for developing and delivering innovative projects that help improve health outcomes across the district. So congratulations to all of those award winners.
Absolutely. Let's move on to something that's close to both our hearts, Jason. That's baked goods with the CWA, the Country Women's Association. They're renowned not only for their fundraising, but their baking skills as well. And they have some of the crew from the RFDS TV show that are in town at the moment judging some of their scones. Jace?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a very difficult decision judging scones. I wish that I was there tasting, that's all. But yeah, they had a couple of special guests, RFDS TV show series art director Jodie Wetter and costume designer Gail Mays. They went along to judge the scones. And so if you want to find out who won that competition, do buy a copy of The Barrier Truth.
Absolutely. Let's move on to... I guess it's kind of snack adjacent. It's not snack adjacent at all. It is very snacky, but we're not talking about the snacks available at Bell's Milkshake Bar, mate. This is one that you covered. Electricity prices are sort of threatening the future of a Broken Hill icon.
Yeah, that's right. The retro 1950s inspired milkshake bar that's on Patton Street there, they've been shocked by the electricity rate increases that take place from today. And so Matt and his wife Chelsea, they only took over the place about 3 months ago, and already they're saying that, you know, the place might be in dire straits because of this increase in the power bill. And so they're with Red Energy, and they got an email from Red Energy a couple of weeks ago notifying them of a change. And essentially what the email said was that their off-peak electricity rate would be increased by 80%. That, in addition to the so-called shoulder rate, is also set to increase by 12% and the peak rate by 15%. But it's that big off-peak 80% increase that he says, you know, contributes to, you know, stuff like impending wage increases of 6%, obviously the necessity of groceries such as milk, ice cream and sugar that his place relies on. And so he says that after increase, he just keeps getting hit by other things. Yeah, he doesn't want to be the place to close down Bell's, but he's definitely thinking about, you know, whether that might be the case down the track as he sort of like scrambles to find any alternative methods to keep Bell's going.
Absolutely. It seems like everyone's doing it hard at the moment, mate. Bell's is no exception. It'd be a shame if we lost a Broken Hill icon, but I guess watch this space. We've got a new police page. Colleague Mel Gates got a good contact with the police, and on page 5 of the Wednesday edition of The Barrier Truth, there is a bit of a recap of what's happening around town. I do encourage you to get along and have a look at that. It's also available online. A story that I covered, kids at the forefront of the battle against fruit fly. Now, I love this story down at Alma Primary School. Zach Smith is teaching the kids how to be on the front lines of the battle against fruit fly. Down at Alma Public School, they lost a bunch of apricot trees last year, so it's very much front of mind. And it's all about giving the kids sort of the skills that they can take home to mum and dad or grandma and granddad, and also, you know, take forward into the future as, you know, the council. And now it seems like the schools are getting on board to eradicate the pest of fruit fly.
Yeah, it's really good. And it seemed like all the kids had a bit of fun, had a bit of a blast creating their own fruit fly traps while also, you know, understanding and learning the importance of eradicating fruit fly. And so I think, yeah, it's all about, you know, that effort to ensure less local fruit is destroyed by the flies. And it seems like that working group are really on the front foot in doing so.
Absolutely. Last one for you, Jace. Coles. Now you did this one at the start of their campaign for the FightMND campaign. They were looking to raise $36,000. Let us know how close they got.
Yeah, so their aim was to raise $36,000. They raised $35,000 last year, and this year they raised just shy of $32,000. It was $31,885, and like you said, it was all for FightMND, which is a organisation that looks at finding a cure for motor neurone disease, and obviously all the support from the community, especially that in Broken Hill, contributed to Coles Broken Hill being the top performing New South Wales store for the second year running. So big hand to Coles Broken Hill. They said that they didn't quite go as hard as they have done in previous years on their fundraising efforts, but still #1 top store in New South Wales, raising almost $32,000 for a very worthy cause.
Absolutely. Hands together for Coles and also, the Broken Hill community for buying in. Finally, we're going to talk about the cemetery working group that has been enacted by council. Chairman of Tidy Towns, Dave Gallagher, who is also a councillor, is going to chair the cemetery working group, and he's got some big plans. It's an area that's close to his heart, and I think he's the right man for the job, and I think we can expect some big changes at the cemetery coming up real soon.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely seems like Dave is the right guy to lead that, and everything that he's done up until this point, and obviously wants to do to sort of tidy up the cemetery and make it a bit cleaner and everything like that, certainly is on the right track to do so.
Absolutely. He says it's a place which is close to his heart. So that's it. That's a wrap from the wrap. If you've got any news out there in the community that you don't think is being covered, you think needs a little bit more oxygen in the paper or on our online services, flick through an email to news@barriertruth.com.au. We can keep your name out of it. We can put your name all in it in big headlines if you like to. But until next week, that's a wrap from the wrap. He's Jason Irvine. I'm Stuart Kavanagh, and we will see you next week.